Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let's talk about Gears of War E-Day. I've been playing the beta, had a great time playing it. Now that I've installed it on my actual main hard drive, I couldn't install it on the other hard drive that I have for Xbox games on my PC. For some weird reason, it just runs like shit. So I have it on my main hard drive and it runs better. So look, I've been putting tons and tons of hours into it. And shout out to the homies that let me like play it on their account at first. I didn't know you needed Game Pass for this. So once that happened, I said, oh, let me just get Game Pass, dude. I'll just play it on my own account. What the heck? And I actually been having a lot of fun. I didn't realize, I thought it was like an exclusive because I seen on the Xbox Insider joint, it said something about a beta invite. So I was confused. I don't know what's going on with that. All the Xbox should be confusing me. But look, Gears plays a very special place in my life. Like Gears of War is a very special game to me. And I'm gonna run you through a little timeline of some sorts, right? Before we get to the main meat and potatoes, big potatoes, small potatoes, whatever, main potatoes of Gears of War E-Day's beta. When I was younger, man, I spent countless summers playing over my friend's house. We used to play Halo 2, Game Boy Advance SP, Yu-Gi-Oh! It was a bunch of us. It was right down the street. And he had this garage. He had 2 lazy boy couches. His older brothers and cousins used to always be in there playing Halo 2 System Link. And then when we got older, and in that mix, we started playing on the lazy boy couches. His dad would barbecue. And one summer, well, not one summer, but one year, he just told us, man, there's this thing coming out called Xbox 360. We can't get it right now, but when we get it, man, we got to play games on it. And a whole year passed, and I think like it was 2006, and it was like late November. And I remember we all went down the street to see if we was gonna play some football in the street, whatever, with our friends. And he invited us over again, one of our boys, and we're playing games. And he was like, yo, my brother got the 360. So we ended up going to the living room. And it was amazing. It was insane how Xbox 360 looked, at that time. And he was playing this game called Gears of War. He gave us the controller and I fell in love. I was like, yo, this is something I've never seen before. Like I've never seen like a game like this before. I played PlayStation, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, PS2, of course, but there was nothing out yet that I could have, to afford. And I think in 06, that was when the PS3 came out as well, but we didn't get the PS3 immediately. We couldn't afford that. So any next gen console at that time, you had to be like rich. So my friend had one in his house. His brother was playing it. And when we all started playing Gears, I was just mind blown. I couldn't even believe it, dude. I was like, what the heck? It felt so different. I was getting my ass whooped on the online. Then we jumped onto the campaign. It was insane. And so a year later, I begged my mom, please, like a few months later, I said, Mom, can I get an Xbox 360? And we saved up some money and we got a used one from GameStop. And I remember I bought Gears of War used as well. It was like $45, $50. And dude, it was insane. I had my cousin come over. He had like a Mad Catz controller and we was playing the campaign. And then we also went online. We was playing online with it. I can't tell you how ass I am at that game to this day, but I love it. And that there's always memories with these games that take you back to these places. And that's something that I feel like these games today struggle with. They struggle with giving you that feeling of existence, like that escapism. And I don't want to ramble on too much about it, but what I'm basically getting at is that when I play this Gears of War E-Day now, I see so many different things happening. I feel like, are they playing it safe? Are they trying to cater to the old fans, or are they trying to do certain things to cater to the new fans? How are they going to end up regrouping these people? How are they going to get everybody together? And from all the hours that I've played on Gears of War E-Day, I am a little concerned, but I don't want to act like those people who are just grifting and whatever's going on. No, there's a real issue that I have, but I think the game is great. I think the beta is awesome, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. This game, I don't know whether to say that they played it safe and still made it a very simplistic game, but Gears of War is not a simplistic game. It feels like Gears look like Gears, but it's like not as, it's just more simplified, if that makes any sense. Gamers today, I don't mean to disrespect, I suck at so many games, but gamers today need a lot of their hands held. It feels like they won't buy a game. They would rate a game a 0 out of 10 if it's way too difficult. If they cannot beat these online gamers, they call it hacks. They call it hacking. They say people are cheating. They got Zens. And, oh, this game is trash. And then games end up dying because of that. I don't know if Gears of War E-Day is going to live up to that hype existence when the game officially drops, to recreate a new space for another game to last as long as it can. And it's for many reasons. For one, I'm going to talk about the beta's optimization and some of those issues that I had there bug-wise. But gameplay-wise, they switched out a lot. I know a lot of Gears fans right now are complaining because a lot of them, and let me just tip my hat to y'all, I don't want to hear nobody tell me that they were skilled at fucking COD or a sports game or Battlefield. Ain't nobody more competitive than a Gears of War comp player. And I'm going to stand on that because I don't beat the shit out of people on Halo, even on Halo 2. I don't whoop ass on Halo. And I could get back on the game 10 years later and still whip ass. Gears of War is a different animal. That game is unique as fuck. You play it a certain way. Back then, you would have to hold a certain button to run. You had the whole the saw gun, you have the Nasher, the way people would wall bounce. If you can master that wall bounce and have your precision timing, that game had Adderall in it on its own. You didn't have to pop nothing. That game is extremely skilled. That's what made that game so special. You no longer like run the same in this Gears. And I don't like the excuse that, oh, but it's because it's prequel. I get it. It's prequel and you don't have all that gear on, but you really just start running regular now. And the game, I was able to get some kills. I was able to play it out better. After it finished lagging, I was able to play it well. The fact that I was able to get familiar with everything very quickly says a lot. This game is catering more to just not even the average gamer. It's just a simplified, safe way out, in my opinion. Gears of War was built on the way mechanically you would play. It's almost like a chess game. It's almost like playing football, you know? And one of the biggest problems that I'm having with this Gears of War is that it's so fast, in my opinion. When you get to cover, normally with Gears of War, you get to cover and there's wall bouncing components. It would match the way the game is registered to play. And you don't know if you're gonna go up, down, left, right, go back, pick up, whatever. And it's a very close quarters game. Even though you have your sniper rifles and you have your saw guns and that have range attacks, that game is really more so a up close game. And it just seems very muddy when all that close quarters happen. Everything is very muddy. Screw lag and screw optimization with that part, but it's just very muddy. It's very inconsistent and way faster than previous Gears. Previous Gears, you had to really think on the fly your movements. In this case, it's very free roamy, if that makes any sense. And that's where I'm like, well, that's my lane. Because there's so many games like this. But I'm not used to that in Gears, so my mind is trying to is fucking with me. Like, oh, what the heck? And I realized you run with your analog stick. I mean, you jump with Y. You could jump in the game. I don't know what the fuck. It's just a bunch of little things that they've changed. Did they change too much? Or did they change things to get the more simple gamers in? And then they kept it so safe with the way Gears plays. And that's the big thing. How do you keep your core fans happy while grabbing new people in while trying to maintain longevity with a game in today's climate? Halo struggles so bad with it. It's really bad right now. Even Campaign Evolve, you can run and aim and whatever you do with that game. When you first was able to run in Halo, that broke the internet. People was complaining. People said, what the freak is this? Why the hell are we able to, and then aiming down sights. When I played Halo 5 Guardians, I thought I played a slower pace Call of Duty. That game struggled so badly trying to meet today's standards that it lost almost its whole identity. Halo Infinite is okay, but it's not the best. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. And man, when I tell you this Gears of War E-Day situation is weird because I truly like it. Because now I feel like I have a chance. But God, do I miss the traditional ways? Maybe I'm bugging. The maps they gave us is different. But it's so hard for me to read plays and they don't feel as wall bouncy the way the maps are registered. Everything feels too free roam. And the way you get to cover is a little bit different than before. It's a lot of different things that are being registered differently. And I get it. It's about adapting to change. Put in hours, all those hours I put in. But it's safe to say that every Gears of War game that I've ever played, the one thing that kept its true identity alive is that core mechanic from your movements to getting around in the map. This case it's like completely different. Feels like they went a safe way, although I love it because it's easier for me. But it's just one of those things. Now let's get to the other side. They do have a 12-player PvE mode. I think it's awesome. I played only a little bit of it, but I was lagging at that time, so unfortunately I don't have the footage on that, but I stayed on the competitive multiplayer. I wanted to play that, man. The Siege thing is a 4-player thing, 4v4v4v4, and I think it's pretty cool if you got a friend group for that. However, there was no single player, and I do want people to understand something about Gears. Gears is also another unique game because a lot of people play that damn single player. People love that damn story. Like, you cannot tell Gears fans, oh, why multiplayer comes second when it comes to Gears. It was always that story mode. Always. And then that multiplayer. Okay? Maybe not now, maybe not Gears 5 now, but that story was everything for so many people. That story is always going to be a very big, important piece of the gaming industry in the Xbox 360 market. Like, that was the shit. Okay? So, with this beta, this is just a beta, I ran through, and I wrote on my notes, a lot of optimization issues, a lot of lag. It feels like they nerfed the game a little bit. It feels like there's a lot of delay input, so much so that when you get to these kills, you don't even realize you're dead until like maybe a second and a half later. Everything is so muddy. By the time we had encounters, it did lag a little bit. The controls and input, it feels like this game wasn't built from the ground up, in my opinion. It felt like it was built over another Gears while trying to remove and gut out some stuff, and probably got messed up in the mix. I don't know if that's true or not, but it just feels different. It's very delayed input, like, in one of those aspects. The vision for everything that I noticed with this game, the game looks great. It looks beautiful. Like, graphically, I got this shit running perfectly now on my hard drive, but it is having like this weird vision of just readability. It's hard. It's very hard to read something that's just muddy. Like, because the gameplay feels like, it's almost like when you play Call of Duty, you got aim assist, and then you play these shooters with 0 aim assist, and you play with invert controls. Like, it's just a whole nother style. Like, you're just like, this game feels weird. Technically, it needs some work. Obviously, it's a beta, so it's subject to change, and the performance of the game is kind of like dying on me because it's every other game is like messing up. Again, it's a beta, but only people with Game Pass has access to this. Anything else? I think, oh, another thing too. Some of the animations, they removed some features. Some of the animations are kind of cool, but I do want to admit that everything involving the sound engineering in the game, nothing really gives me, oh my God, this is like a brand new game. Like, it is a brand new game, but they don't give me that exciting component of like, oh my goodness, Gears of War EA, this is how it's registered. Like, this is how it is. This is how it is. Like, even the sounds don't seem as impactful. Like, there's so many groundbreaking things in this game that need to get worked on, and hopefully they do work on it, because truly this game could be something special. They did make a risky call making this game E for everyone, I would call it, where button wise you can probably familiarize yourself with everything. And I blame Call of Duty with that, because they were one of the first to make their controls back in Call of Duty 4 very simple. And over time, because that became the norm, even like regular RPGs made it where you run with the analog stick or something like that, and like certain button like mechanics and stuff like that. A lot of it came from Call of Duty. So I feel like Gears is like, the team behind the coalition needed to make something that felt safe and playable and grounded. And a lot of companies don't want to make it risky anymore. A lot of companies aren't going to be as risky like they used to be, where you would have to like Killzone. I never really been a big Killzone fan like that, the biggest, but they had some unique controls in the very first couple of them. But it's very hard to tell now that companies are willing to go very risky with their version of how games should be played, versus we'll make a unique story, unique game, but you could literally jump on there and kind of memorize all the buttons immediately because it's the same as every other video game. And that's kind of what I'm like seeing here with Gears of War E-Day. I don't know if this is purposely like made in this beta, in this game, but it does feel like there is a delay. It feels like the way you get to cover, you can't just, because the way the previous Gears was, as you move in, you pull out that shot, pow, and then you just get right into your cover and move. It's very, it almost felt like as if it was robotic, but it's very smooth. It was fluid. In this case, it's like you compromise, like you have to sacrifice you running into like certain spaces, and then you're able to like use your gun, but things are like a little delayed. That's why I say, like, even when I'm running to my enemies, I'm running to them, and when I pull that trigger, my gun is just not going off yet. It goes off as soon as I stop. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird design for me. I don't know if they're purposely doing that. If they are, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how the fans are gonna react. But in my humble opinion, Gears of War E-Day is a very fun game. I don't know how much of this multiplayer is gonna last. I know the single player is probably gonna have more players because, like I said, people love that single player. But I don't know. I think maybe if they can kind of structure and fix it, it's probably dial back the speed of the game, because it's not that the speed is just getting even worse with the comp. No, it's not. It's making everybody's movements muddy. It's just making everything muddy and like sluggy. Like, it's just sluggish and shit. But look, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm having fun with it, but I really need to know your thoughts on the comment section. I know a lot of Gears fans, Gears competitive players, they can't really do what they used to do in Gears in this, because it seems like it's like when Call of Duty went like super casual, and these comp players was getting fucked up in public lobbies. My ending statement would be this. This game is a very important game right now. Not only just for the coalition, but for the brand of Xbox. Like, this game right now is gonna set a precedent. Halo Campaign Evolved, unfortunately, is not doing well. But this game is gonna set a standard, a regulation for Microsoft moving forward. If Gears of War E-Day does not perform at its best, and they also just double down on not releasing it on PlayStation, I don't know what's gonna happen with the team. I don't know what they're gonna do, if they're just gonna give up making Gears of War. But this is a very important game, and it sucks because seeing that it's this important, you're not willing to take those risks. So I feel like they did go that casual route. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, though. It's your boy 3G. God bless everybody, and I love you guys. Peace.